Hi, Willie Crawford here. And what you're looking at is the uh, front or homepage of a site, which is at itex.com. ITEX is a barter club. It's the largest barter club in North America. We have over 25,000 business owners, both for-profits and nonprofits in our organization. And I we're having a fund drive or charity drive, whatever you want to call it, right now. And so the director of my local franchise, uh, he sent me to all everybody in his franchise, his chapter, a an invitation yesterday to contribute to Cyber Tuesday, and he listed, I don't know, 30, 40 charities that were also members of ITEX, and suggested we give whatever we felt so inclined to give. His stated goal was from among the members of his chapter, which is the largest ITEX franchise in the entire organization for over 30 years. His name is John Castoro. His stated objective was to have us contribute $100,000 to charities, and he offered to match that by a 10% match. So whatever we gave, we made $100,000. He was going to give $10,000 in ITEX currency. ITEX is a barter organization, so we don't deal in dollars. Our currency is barter credits. I sell something to another member in ITEX. They pay me in barter dollars. That's a deposit on my account. And it's like having a bank account. And I look around at the 25,000 plus other members, and through a database we have, I find things that I need, legal services, construction, automotive repair, uh, personal household items, all kinds of stuff. You name it, 25,000 members, you can imagine it's available there. And uh, John wanted to have us contribute as a group $100,000. So I contributed a few $1,000s. I didn't state the amount because I live in giving actually without, who I give to and how much I give is personal. If you give just to tell people how much you gave, it's really not giving for the right reason, I don't feel. But, I look at the world and I look at the fact that, like the charities that he listed were organizations that rescued animals, organizations that helped cancer or other disease victims, organizations that help people struggling with addiction problems, homeless problems, veterans who, after many years at war, struggle to readjust to society. Organizations like that, and I looked around, picked out a few, and sent an email back saying, you know, here's how much I want to contribute to each of the following organizations, and got a nice email saying thank you, and I'll get some credit for that. I will get a piece of paper saying that these are legitimate charities, and I can declare that on my tax. So there's a reason that I give besides just giving for the sake of giving. I do give for the sake of giving though, because not everybody's as fortunate as I am. I grew up in extreme poverty, and yet I today rub elbow with lots of multimillionaires and a few billionaires. I I know of places where I can go and arrange with the right documentation to borrow uh, hundreds of billions of dollars, quite literally hundreds of billions of dollars. And if you'd like to know more about that, just text me at 850-353-1347 and say, tell me more about funding and how much you're interested and what it's for. And I can get back to you on that. If you'd like an invitation into ITEX, uh, if you own a business, for profit or nonprofit in the US or Canada, uh, ask me for an invitation. You can text me there too. I'll post this in several places. And so if you want to text me and see the video on YouTube or share it on Facebook, you can message me through the systems there. Or you can again text me at 850-353-1347. I do ask that you only text me because if I don't, even if I have my phone in my hand or next to me at my desk. If I don't recognize the number or you're not in my address book, I'm probably not going to pick up because I get bombarded with calls all day, every day. And so I let most of those calls go to voicemail, and I or one of my team members will get back to you later. We do get back to everyone. So I'd love to have you as a member of ITEX to invite you in. What I need from you would be your first name and your last name, your business name, if you have one. You could be a solopreneur, or, and so you may not have a business name. And then a phone number, because somebody from iTex will call you to discuss how you can be of service to us and what we might be able to provide of value to you. And so you will get that call. But what I'll do is I'll trigger an invitation as soon as I get your first name, last name, business name, a phone number, and an email address. And the phone number and email address can be either a personal or business phone number and email address. It doesn't matter to me. Um, and I'd also like to see your web address or to know a little more about you. And if I feel comfortable recommending you as an ITEX member, basically what I look at is, are you someone who will bring value to the organization? I'm sort of that to you when I invite you into the organization. So, I want somebody we trust each other. We sell items at market value. We don't got price gouge each other, but we don't haggle with each other either. If I ask somebody for $10,000 for some service, they'll pay me $10,000 in ITEX without thinking about it. They may text me and say, "Here's my ITEX number. Please charge this," and I'll fill out a form and with their ITEX number and the amount, and then they'll get an email saying, "Please approve this transaction," and they just click on the link and boom, I have $10,000 in my ITEX account like that. It's that simple. Some of these businesses make millions of dollars a year. Others are mom and pop shops that sell used clothing, or I sell plants, but I also sell mostly digital products and services. And a lot of these services are outsourced, and a lot of these digital products are products that I own, that I either created or own licenses to, that allow me to sell them at whatever price and fulfill the order in whatever manner and keep all the money. So it's a sweet organization to belong to. So I do invite you to join ITEX, and I do encourage you to be charitable. There are many people less fortunate than you who need a helping hand. Think of the single uh, mom trying to raise children on her own and work a job, and and at the same time raising these children properly, with proper supervision, etc. Or think of the homeless person who, for whatever reason, disconnected from society and maybe has a pet. So there's one organization I remember that helps out pets of homeless people, but there's lots of others that try to help them to reintegrate into society. I uh, I had a brother who he died of AIDS, but he lived on the street. I had two brothers who both lived on the streets. They both had addiction problems and other issues with life. And but the one who died of AIDS, he checked in periodically with a shelter for homeless people to I don't know, take a shower, to check to see if any other homeless people had left a note on the bulletin board in the facility. And I was forever grateful when I found out that he passed away, and I tracked down how he lived. That there was some place he could turn to, uh, and I have another brother who was a heroin addict, a bad one who even sold my mother's car and the furniture in the house to a couple of occasions just for a fix. So I understand addictions. I understand homelessness. I understand being a soldier struggling to readjust to society. I understand people who have pets that they, for whatever reason, can't deal with anymore, and they either let them go or turn them into an animal shelter for euthanization, or whatever the term, to be killed. And I have a friend who has a farm where she shelters about 300 animals now, chickens and horses and goats and pigs, whatever. And she just set up an organization, and she feeds these animals. She feels that they deserve a better life, and to live out their life in peace. And so she has this place set up for that. She's a close friend that I've learned a lot from. So there are good people in this world. Uh, and yeah, I started the morning out by contributing to charity. I won't say how much because it's not important. The reason I contribute is because I realize there are people in this world that are less fortunate than I am. And somewhere below this video, depending on where I post it, I'll maybe add some links to resources that I recommend. Thanks for listening to my rambling this morning. I need a cup of coffee, so you have a great day. Be blessed.